Alright. Well, I'm going to try to get back into actually streaming what I'm doing with the development for this game, Dashkin. Let's see what's on the schedule for today. Well, there's a lot of bugs. Mainly small ones. And the one I want to tackle today is the non-standard gamepad input stuff. And probably mouse controls for the inputs. I kind of get some of those input things cleaned up. So I'll see what I can do. Alright. Just gotta wait for this thing to compile. Now, I had worked on the non-standard input stuff a long time ago, but then we had that whole thing where we launched a game, and all of my memories of that have gone straight to hell. Alright, so we're gonna need to pop open our UI stuff. Let's just check everything out. So we're gonna need the input. So I'm going to add this input stuff in a lot of places. And people got confused by this face stuff, so I'm just going to take it out. If you don't have an Xbox controller, you can use your imagination. I'd rather not confuse people. I'd rather upset them. Okay, so where in the hell is all this stuff? So I'm trying to remember exactly what... maybe I've got it written down in my notes. But I think I wrote down something with how all this works. I'll just boot up the editor while I look at my notes. Let's see, crash bugs, compile for Linux, change names. Logging up controls. Alright, I have no freaking clue. Alright, I didn't write anything down that's helpful, which is classic past me. So let's just see which key actually goes down the chain here. So we can grab that in our WebKit window, so we can grab that in our controls menu, so we can record it, and then we can actually save it in our configs for our input mapping. Oh yeah, what was it? It was something with the axis values of... Yeah, okay. It's starting to float back into my mind. Alright, so that's generic USB controller button 3. Alright. Alright, well, how many of you are there? This in engine types? No, it's not. Alright, let's just search our code base for this term, and then I can maybe get a good list. Alright, so we've got controller access 1 through something. I may have some notes on my desktop. No, I had it written down somewhere. So these are all of our buttons. That will get mapped with our raw input. Alright, so if we got those mapped, it's going to go down, I think it's in our CEF web browser window. So what we're going to need to do is add our actual controls here. Now, which controls did I add? I added the gamepad stuff onto the end, which is right here. If it's a gamepad key. Okay, so we want to actually go down here. So this key is a gamepad key, is what it's saying. So we need to map key start is 223. And we end at 254. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We need 28 free slots in this thing to get this to work properly. $28, huh? Well, let's just start picking them out. So, alright, so we'll grab, we'll make it so you can't use like some of these upper buttons. So 167, 168, 9, 70. Hello, Cynicron. Yeah, I know, I'm back streaming. What a concept. So it looks like I got 166 through 183. So that'll give us 17 of these buttons. It's better than nothing. What the hell are these OEM buttons anyway? Yeah, I think we can just not support those OEM buttons. So we've actually got through like 228. See if I've got anything listed on those keys. Yeah, okay, so we've got those guys down there. But it looks like, yeah, 165 through 186. And we've got 0 through 7 we can also map. Looks like we've also got this group here. So why don't we just start at the top. Yeah, so I'm going to try to get back into actually streaming some of the work. I don't know if you saw some of the like I'll share a little bit of data here, but basically this graph right here is how many people we got playing the game, and so you can see when people are streaming and when people are saying go jump into the game. There's a lot of people who actually show up and play the game, and when that's not happening, the numbers go down. So it's like, all right, yeah, I should be online telling people about the game and doing things like that. And hopefully also get back into a regular freaking schedule. We basically went into crunch mode back starting a long time ago there. And I had to stop streaming because it's just too much to do. So I'll see if, we can actually get back into regularly scheduled programming. I'm not sure if all these buttons are actually necessary. Alright, so we got 0 through 7. And that should cover these 8. And this is all manual stuff because I gotta hook up everything through the WebKit UI, and it has no concept of what the hell a controller is. So kind of have to tell it what it is. And it's kind of a man-draw-like process, but we could be smarter, we could just be dumb, and I'd rather be dumb. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be trying to get these, like the 4 face buttons working properly. Then I'm going to worry about the direction and the start, select, and shoulders and all that crap. Just starting somewhere. Alright, so that's 0 through 7. Just comment that. Alright, where's another gap? 123 through 144. I don't like to do math. I have things to do that for me. So we got 20. Well, it looks like that'll perfectly map in right here. So that's 124. That's where we'll start. $130, $131, Which controller is that? Yeah, I got these generic USB Super Nintendo controllers because I want to be able to play this thing on a Super Nintendo controller because I want to. And that's all I really got. I don't have any crazy stupid joysticks laying around, so I don't have like a big ass wheel, something I can plug it in. And I figure this will probably cover a lot of use cases. Yeah, Santa Cruz, I didn't hear anybody comment on the new ball indicator other than that the bloom on the night level was pretty ridiculous. I'd say that's a good thing, because if nobody noticed it was there, then I think that's success. Because that's what you want with UI. Like if somebody notices it and they don't say, you know, if they don't notice it, that's excellent. Yeah. Because usually it's like, this UI sucks. This is the worst. Like, why is this Windows update, you bastard? Get off my screen. And that's not fun for anybody. So you finished up your first, I guess, week of whatever it is you do during the week. How did that all go? Everything awesome or everything not awesome? So we got all those mapped. Okay, I should comment that 124 through 143. Because it's not super clear what the hell that is. So those are all valid keys now, because I said they are valid keys. Alright, so I need to go into, what, system utils or some shit? That's where I throw all this crap. Yeah, here we go. Alright. So this is how I was doing everything. Alright, so we're going to start with the generic USB controller stuff. Did I stick to the actual convention down here? Or did I just, I just threw it in there. So yeah, I'll just throw it in there to remain consistent. Alright, and then this was starting at 124, which I can't read hex because I never cared enough. So we're looking for the F12 key. Alright, so we're looking for F12 through whatever. Their numlock? There's numlock. Alright, so numlock is the 144. So we can just, I'm just going to comment this out and be like, if you've got like an F13 key, that's cool. But you're not going to be able to play the game on it because Because of me. It's my fault. I made the decision. And this is just a bunch of shim bullshit to get the input system to work with the WebKit window and all that, which is fun, amazing, great stuff. This is 124. Five, 6, 7. 43, as we thought. Why is this all pissed at me? Oh, because I'm using semicolons like a dumbass. And you may notice I'm not playing any music in the background, even low, because literally every video, no matter if I was playing copyrighted sounds or not, got flagged on YouTube as having copyrighted stuff. So it's just like, you know what, screw it. We're going to suffer in silence. Living the dream with that one day a week. Alright, so we got all that sorted. Yeah, that's what I figure as well. Nobody gave a damn about my music anyway. So I just muted all my desktop audio. Okay, we got that sorted. I should probably just stop the editor in the background. Alright, so I guess we'll start with this mapping stuff because I can't do a switch statement here. And I could do like some cogen crap or something else, but like I know these guys are. How are we supposed to map this? Like the big F key list is all here, but it doesn't have anything in it. Alright, so I have to get the properties on this thing or some shit? What do these F keys even have on them? Oh, here they are. Okay, so they're raw input key, F key things. Okay. So it's going to be LTIP. key equals F raw input keys. You probably have to include this thing. So let's see, where is this? Raw input, this is in public, raw input function library. That should get that thing to shut up. And we might need to break up some of these axes into 4-directional buttons so we can use them. But we'll see. It may be good enough as it is. So there are 20 of these. It's amazing how input in some of these engines like Unity and Unreal just isn't as solved of a problem as you might expect. You expect, like they're just going to have the input all work properly and have all these amazing things. It's really not the case. Mainly because input's a lot more complicated than it used to be when you're running on 20 million different platforms and dance pads and shit like that. Like, even when I was back at Amazon, it was pretty funny because I went in, we were playing a prototype of a game, and it didn't support the wireless Xbox controller, but supported but it totally supported the wired Xbox controller. And I went over to the engineer who, wrote that part, and I was like, how in the hell did you even do that? And like, it was just basically a case of Unity being Unity. Alright, so this is E keys. You want this sort of crap going on here. And then we need 1 through 20 for this. And that's going to be 124 through 143. So right down in here. Yeah, it'd be nice if this was a little bit cleaner implementation with stuff, but at some point you just gotta stop building big, nice systems and just start making things work. Otherwise, you just never get anything finished. So, People can yell at me, I don't care. Still ship the game. And the other thing with just stupid, simple systems like this is you can debug them pretty damned easily. Like, oh, why isn't this key working? Oh, it's got the wrong number. Oh, okay. It's not an incredibly difficult fix. Alright, let's make sure I didn't misspell things. Yeah, the other thing is we can't really use a switch statement on some of these because they're not constant. Things like that, so it's like, well, shit. What are you going to do? A hash lookup or something instead of just a bunch of branches? It's not going to help. Might be less code to write, but certainly isn't going to be any better. Guess I could do an array offset index or something. But even that, I'd rather just let the compiler do what it does. Alright, so this is in the raw input thing. It's also Windows specific. Did I see that? No, it's not Windows specific. There's a Windows specific chunk of it though. Alright. But we're going to need to include the raw input dependency, I believe. Private include paths. It's probably just raw input like that. It's been a while since I added a dependency. Yeah, one thing that was interesting is we actually had one person who their problem was they installed the x64 version of the game when they needed x32 and they're running Windows 10, and I'm just like, how in the hell do you have an x32, an x86 operating, chipset running Windows 10? Like you're like you are the 1%. But yeah, I was like, seriously? I mean, it's on the forums there. I can post that link. Yeah, that was the thing where like installing the x86 version of the game actually worked for him. It's just like, well, there you are. That'll do it, I guess. Alright, looks like I didn't miss anything. So let's see if we can actually use the 4 buttons now on this thing. Then we'll see if... So we want all 4 of the buttons, the shoulders and the start and select crap working. Let's see what we get. So the jump button. So it's going to go through all this, and it's not going to report anything to this guy. Alright, so this web browser window needs to be changed next. Yeah, you'd think it'd be a little bit more descriptive than just like contact the manufacturer of the thing. It's kind of like, wait, what? Oh man, is this gonna have another freaking problem with it? I mean, it's got input core as a dependency. It does not have raw input as a dependency, so we're gonna have to add it as a dependency. That's what it looks like. Let's see if we can even do that. So we need raw input as a public dependency in the web browser module. That's always fun. Otherwise, I'm going to need to do things. So let's just see if that'll build to begin with before we start stubbing crap out. Otherwise, I'm going to have to do some shenaniganry here. Which I hope I don't have to do. Though, I mean, in some ways, you know, that error saying, like, this app can't run on your PC, like, it may not know specifically that it's, like, x86 or x64, or maybe they just want some sort of generic error for, like, hey, this isn't made for Windows, this is made for a Mac, you know? So, in their defense, maybe there isn't a good answer for that question. It looks like it compiled at least, so we should be able to actually get this rolling along. And once this is in, we should actually be able to play using things like the dance pad and everything else as well, which I think I've got a couple of those over at my parents' house. You know, you're not wrong, Cytocron. You're not wrong. But then, how would they like? Think about the Windows help scammers. You know, over in India. How are they going to feed their families if Microsoft actually has things that work properly? I mean, think about it. We ended at 142. What the fuck? There we go. There's the problem. And this will be 0 through 7. We'll see if 0 even freaking works. Though I have a feeling we're going to have to do something special for these axes to get them to work actually. Alright, there we are. Oh yeah. I'm dumb. But I mean, what's new about that? Alright, looks like that worked. So, I think we've got the bridge over into... Wait, what the fuck is this? On key up. We gotta do it all over again. And by do it all over again, I just need to copy paste all this shit down here again. Alright, so on key up. Yeah, there was some really stupid stuff going on in this web browser window that they had experimental. Like basically, they were delaying all input for the entire everything by over a frame. Basically, they would, if you clicked, if you pushed any key, it would actually go into the web browser window object. It would get queued up on its thread. See if it actually, when that thread woke up and ran, which it's running at like 30 frames per second, not 60 frames per second, it would then check if it actually used that key, and then if it didn't, it would push it back onto the input stack for the rest of that program to use. So it was literally like eating every single key event, holding onto it for 1 to 3 frames, and returning it. It's like, alright, cool, I wanted another, 60 milliseconds of lag on all of my input. Thanks. Thanks a lot for doing that for no goddamn reason. Alright, so let's see. Which key is this going to be? It was 126. Joy 3 for jump. Alright, let's apply it and see if I can actually jump with Joy 3. It's real hit and miss. Yeah, it's like not getting all the key presses here. That is quite annoying. Well, I should probably start my server here, because it's complaining in the logs that I can't find it. So let's see, what exactly is this going to be? It's going to be that we just should add logging for the input to make sure we're actually getting stuff in here. Alright, so let's just log this out. So this is the key event. And what can we get? There's key.getName, get display name. And what is that? That is ftext. Ah, fuck that. We'll just get the f name. Thanks for disappearing IntelliSense. That's very helpful. And the event type. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, that whole frame delay thing, what I did was I just had it not eat any input, and so that's why, like, if you're pressing buttons in chat, it'll get registered in chat and in the game and stuff like that. Though I added some other stuff to handle that, which is fine. I mean, like, I really don't like how they had all the focus hiding on everything for the UI, where it's like sometimes you just want to know if the damn button's pressed, and you don't care if you're the active window. You just want to know if it works. Now I added a thing to print out enums, but I don't really remember where the hell it is. Oh yeah, whoops. And it's not complaining about the enum, it's complaining about the string. Let me just look that up, right? Enum to strings, C++, Unreal. It's one of these things I just don't remember. I added some stupid ass macro. I think it was like that. I think I put some of that in the generated stuff. Yeah. It's been a long time since I actually had to deal with doing this. Okay, so it's get enum value to string. Just gotta wait around for compiling and building and all this other shit. Hooray. Alright. What do we got for practice? Alright, so we got a whole bunch of IE repeat, but we have absolutely no IE pressed. Yeah, it's supposed to go IE pressed, IE released, IE repeat, IE double click, but it looks like it's just doing IE repeats. over and over and over again, which is just stupid. Okay, so what? So let's see what this actually does. So the event type is IE repeat. If the state is IE repeat, we return. Ah, great. Okay, so that's amazing. Now the question is, why in the hell do I put IE repeat as nothing? Well, why don't we just take it out and we'll just see if it breaks anything else. I think that's complete crap. So the raw input library is sending us repeats instead of pressed. That's like, what? Why would it do that? I mean, I guess the other thing is I can go dig into the raw input library and see why it's lying to us. Alright, so if the button state does not equal the previous button state, so it shouldn't be lying to us, but it is. Pressed, released, and pressed. Okay, so it's going to be on controller pressed, probably. Let me just follow that out real quick and see if we can fix that instead of just ignore what was obviously there to fix something. Which kind of begs the question is, like, why in the hell are you even... I guess a repeat is going to be the... it didn't... Okay, so maybe their code is correct. Okay, so it is... Okay, so we got the key name, controller ID is repeat is what? Where were we? Is repeat false? Okay.